Hello everybody. Before we get into the video, I want to take this opportunity to shout out this great organization that does a lot of good for homeless pets. We're coming into the holiday season, and around this time of year I like to talk about a cause that means a lot to me, which is pet rescue. I take care of dogs for a living, and I take care of a lot of dogs that were adopted, so dog rescue is something I am very passionate about. So as we go into the holiday season, I like to talk about it a little and shout out an organization that I think does a lot of good. This year I want to talk about True and Faithful Pet Rescue. This is an organization out of Venice, Florida. This is an organization that specializes in helping senior dogs and dogs that have like disabilities and maybe scarring that make it so people don't really want them. A sad truth of the matter is senior pets, elderly pets get sent to shelters a lot because people don't want to deal with them anymore, and they, think they can just trade them in for a newer model, which is very, very tragic. There are a lot of senior pets that end up back at shelters and no one wants them because they are older and they're going to have a lot of medical issues, and that's just not right. A pet is something that you have for their life, and it is a commitment to that animal. So True and Faithful Pet Rescue specializes in helping senior dogs and dogs with various illnesses that are having a hard time finding adoptions. They raise money to give them the medical care they need and hopefully find them a new home. So I wanted to shout them out this year for the Christmas season. I'm going to leave a link to their Instagram page down below. Please go check them out if you can. If you can donate, please do. But if you can't, I completely understand. Just share the link, spread the word about this great organization. It's just something I like to do every holiday season. So this season, check out True and Faithful Rescue and see if we can do some good for senior pets this year. And now that we're done with that, let's get on to the video.
Watch it, Alan. I'm shooting.
The Big Gundown.
That's him! That's Jonathan Corbett!
Lee Van Cleef, one of the most intimidating looking men you could ever have in a Western. Most people know him from the Dollars trilogy, starring alongside Clint Eastwood in For a Few Dollars More and The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. Love the Dollars trilogy. But he got his start in American Westerns, taking a lot of small supporting roles. The first Western he ever appeared in was High Noon from 1952. But once he starred in For a Few Dollars More and The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, he became a big star in spaghetti westerns, starring in over 20 films. The first movie he starred in after The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly was The Big Gundown.
You fool, it's a kid's trick to make you shoot and waste all of your ammunition.
In the movie, Lee Van Cleef plays Jonathan Colorado Corbett, a bounty hunter with aspirations to become a senator. He's hired by this rich railroad baron to hunt down this man named Manuel Cuchillo Sanchez, played by Tomas Milian. He's been charged with assaulting and murdering a 12-year-old girl. So Corbett sets out on this long manhunt to hunt him down. It ain't easy because Cuchillo is a very crafty son of a bitch. As Corbett hunts down the felon, he deals with a lot of obstacles. The kind of obstacles you would expect in a Western manhunt-style movie. But as he continues on his journey, he starts getting these hints that Cuchillo may not be as guilty as he was originally told.
Yes, I'm a beast, all right, because I have to keep running. But can I stop to explain myself without being killed? But you must have proof, huh? No, not you. They told you I was guilty, and right away you start running after me.
Lee Van Cleef is fantastic. I mean, what were you expecting? It's Lee Van Cleef. He's always so charismatic, whether he's playing the hero or the villain. He has such intense eyes. It's that stare that he has that makes him such a force in whatever movie he's in. You remember him in The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly when they have that dinner scene in the first act of the movie. There's no words in that scene, but it's one of the most suspenseful scenes in a Western, and that's mostly because of his eyes. But he also does a good job at playing the hero. We like Jonathan Corbett. He's a good character, and he has a very interesting arc. When he first starts hunting down Cuchillo, he's doing it for the sake of justice. But after he is outsmarted by Cuchillo again and again and again, it becomes a personal vendetta. But then as the movie goes on and he starts learning more details, he starts to question whether this man deserves to be hunted down.
You must stop running. You can't keep thinking it won't happen to you. Do you understand? Yes, I'm sure you do. But you don't care. I'm sorry.
But as great as Lee Van Cleef is, Tomas Milian steals the whole show. He's one of my favorite actors in Italian cinema. Cuchillo is such an interesting character. At first, we want him to get captured because we're told that he assaulted and murdered a young girl. But as the movie continues, we start to question if he really committed this crime. Cuchillo is a scoundrel, there's no question about that. But he has a code of honor.
Besides, I'm not able to kill a man unless it's a fair fight. I couldn't do it.
He won't fight anybody unless he absolutely has to. He won't kill anyone unless it's in a fair fight. There are plenty of moments where he has the opportunity to kill Corbett, but he never does, even though he knows that Corbett intends to kill him, or at the very least bring him to his death. But every time he gets the better of Corbett, he has him dead to rights. He never kills Corbett. And as the movie goes on, we start to question whether he's really the villain of the movie.
Not me. I told you I couldn't kill a man in cold blood. Now maybe you believe it.
And what I love about Cuchillo is he's not your typical character in a spaghetti western. He does have, the characteristics you see in someone in a spaghetti western, but there are things that are different about him. He would rather use a blade than a gun. He uses his wits instead of just shooting his way out of a situation. You do see this in spaghetti westerns. I'm not going to act like a character using their wits is unheard of in spaghetti westerns, but it's a core theme of this character in this movie.
Bravo, bravo. May you rest in peace, little snake.
Cuchillo will throw down if he has to, but only if he has to. In most westerns, it's about the quick of the draw, but with Cuchillo, it's about the quick of his wit.
Here's the reason for wanting my cell changed. I've been in this jail before, and the last time, no one bothered to search me.
But that does not mean we don't get the shootouts that we want in a western. There's plenty of gunfights and violence that we spaghetti western fans want to see. You got shootouts, you got quick draw duels. There's even a quick draw duel between a gun and a knife. I'm not going to say any more about that here. But anyway, I love me some good shootouts. This movie has some good shootouts. when it comes to spaghetti westerns, I would put the Big Gundown in my top 10, maybe even in my top 5. It's not going to be up there with the classics like the Dollars trilogy, Once Upon a Time in the West, or Django, but this is a fantastic spaghetti western. It's got an interesting story, interesting characters, and plenty of good shootouts. I would highly recommend the Big Gundown to fans of spaghetti westerns. And with that, let's get to the Grindhouse rankings. We've got a body count of about 19. The kills are mostly gunshots, but we do get a knife death here and there. It reaches the spaghetti western requirements with dubbing, shootouts, and a good desert setting. Lee Van Cleef is great as always. He's a perfect western character, whether he's the villain or the hero. But it's Tomas Milian who steals the show, and it helps that Cuchillo is such an interesting character. And that intrigue grows when we ask if he's really the villain. There's an interesting story here. It's mostly a manhunt movie with a hint of mystery. We enjoy watching these characters try to outwit each other. And there are plenty of shootouts to keep us Western fans happy. I'm giving this a 4.8 out of 5. This is a great spaghetti western that fans of the genre will like. As always, I want to thank all of you for continuing to watch and support this channel. Please leave a comment down below. Let me know your favorite spaghetti western other than a movie in the Dollars trilogy. That's way too easy. And please, while you're here, go check out True and Faithful Pet Rescue. It's a great organization. Please go check them out and support them if you can. This is the Maniac, here to remind you that the Grindhouse will never die. I've always been a quick draw with my finger.